Hi everyone, this is Lori-Lynn, and I am Spirit Within Us. I do a journey of the soul. So first of all, I wanted to say good morning, and I hope that this video finds you healthy and safe. And welcome to another reading of Journey of the Soul. Just so people are aware in regards to my readings, they're not meant to predict the future. What they are meant to do is provide insight, inspiration, lessons that perhaps need to be learned for you to do the work. So if I give you a reading, then you need to go out and change some of the things in your life that are not working. That's the whole journey of our souls. And so what do we most need to learn at this time to move us forward into our life of, I guess, authenticity or our soul's journey? I was led right from the beginning to do a soul's journey and not so much say about one specific thing. It's about the soul's journey. And no two journeys are ever the same. So take with you what resonates. I'm going to show you today what I do along for as part of my morning ritual, which is can be 2 hours long, but it's just what I prefer. And so I have many decks that I choose from. Some were given to me, a deck that I made, created myself, and I have a spells deck, and it does not mean that I'm a witch. It means that I believe in intention and truth, and I believe setting our intentions are probably the most important thing that we can do, is decide what we want and then set our intention. And so the first deck that I typically choose from, and also to let you know that if cards fly out, I take note of them and put them back in the deck, because I truly believe, and it happens all the time, that if a card flies out and it's meant to be looked at, meant to be shown, read, it'll come back, and it does all the time. People have also asked, well, what about, if I went home and I didn't do anything that you said, and I said, you'll come back and the same cards will come out. And it's happened. One lady asked me that a year later. She came back and she said, this is the exact same reading as you gave me last year. And I said, what have you done to change? And so she realized at that point that she needed to do the work. The other thing is I typically do not remember my readings in any way, shape, or form. Sometimes I remember bits and pieces of them. I don't know whether it's because I go into a trance or it's just a protection level for myself, because I can do so many readings, and so I have to continually just clear them out and clear them out. The message has been given and received, and that's as far as I go. It's the same as when I'm out somewhere and I'm just sitting there and I can feel that spirit's around and there's a message for somebody. Until I have given that message, relayed that message to the person, it's not going to go away. As soon as I do, and I've figured out who it is, because sometimes that can be a little bit difficult, I guess. And so I do figure out who it is, and once I do, and relay the message, boom, all is better. Okay, so the first deck for myself is from the Soulful Women's Oracle deck. And the first card is Being with Discomfort. And it's such an important card. And it reads, at times of discomfort, I courageously seek my soul essence, which is clear, pure, and luminous. And so I'll look at the card and then I'll contemplate how it may impact my life, typically my day, and being aware of that so that if and when something comes along, my realization that beneath any pain that I might feel awaits my soul essence. When I'm stirred up, thrown off balance, hurt, or feel fearful, these are the times that I need to sit with this discomfort and ask where it's from. Instead of running away from it, if you need to cry, cry. If you need to be angry, be angry. That's all part of our journey. There's something that is underlying and bothering us, so you need to sit with that discomfort. Allow yourself to sink deeply and deeper into yourself, and inevitable, I don't even know where it is, and a shift will take place. You're going to reach your inner light, which is always pure and luminous. It's still there. It's still intact. And so it's the discomfort that you're living with, the fear or the pain that may come along this day, is bringing you closer to your soul essence. And that's important for me, for what I'm going through. And it just opens up an awareness. Is when an event happens, I can stop and breathe and feel what I'm supposed to be feeling, and then heal it, bless it, and release it. And the next card that came with that, these two cards I say are the soul essence of the cards of the reading for myself in the morning. And the second card is asking opens a pathway. When I ask questions of my inner being, I discover that beautiful and helpful answers always come to me. We always look outside ourselves for answers. And this card is asking to seek guidance from within. And the answers will come. Some slowly, some quickly. A knowing, a sense, an image, or a name pops into your mind. A next step or a next pathway. And it's like, oh, that's where I need to go. And the more often that we do this, the more we discover that answers come to us when we ask them, and we give ourselves enough time and space to listen and receive the answers. So the best way to do this is through meditation, I believe. I'm a huge believer of meditation because I think that's the time that we go within ourselves to discover, and sometimes we're not even aware that we need a change, or that we really need to find our truth, our own pathway. Oh, asking opens a pathway, our own pathway, and our truth, authenticity. So that's the lotus. So interestingly enough too, and what I noticed in this card are the two colors, and one is blue, almost a violet type blue, and the other is yellow. And the blue would signify that I need to speak or write. So whatever way you can manifest conveying a message, that's what's important. And the yellow is saying to me, it's coming from my intuition. So trust. I'm being asked to trust my intuition. And like they say, if something isn't going your way or coming towards you, well, perhaps that's a blessing. rather than a curse. And so asking will always open a doorway, a window, or guide you towards a place where you're needing to be. So while I was doing that, I picked up it's a Mystic Tarot deck. And the first card is that it's of the world. And there's a few things I'm noticing of this. And this is a balance. And it's a providing that balance of this is within a partnership. And it's seeking to find that balance, to understand how to work together, whether this be at work or be at home or be wherever. And maybe it is the world in itself. So it's a message for today with this whole craziness of, sorry, I didn't realize you couldn't see it. With this whole craziness of the virus that's going around. The world, maybe we need to come together and take action, make decisions, love ourselves, and provide stability for those who really need it, rather than the greed and the things that exist out there today that just cause so much craziness. Maybe we all need to come together. So with the next card that I pick is the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is about choice. And I'm noticing that there's actually more than one choice. There's quite a few choices. And I think it's along a pathway. And this isn't about anything other than which pathway should you or should I, choose. And the pathway that's most necessary, that's mostly taking me towards what my soul's intention, what my soul's journey is all about. Now, I know my soul's journey. I've done that work, what I'm here for. So it's always about the lessons, but there's a choice in pathways at this time. And understanding of how important it is to make an informed decision, perhaps just right now, just standing back and just looking all around and rediscovering what's important. It's also about what brings the most gifts and prosperity, and that's not necessarily just money. Well, for me anyways, it's not. It's what brings us all together, what carries us through. I know that I'm a helper. I know that I love to read for people, to provide insight. It's a gift, and I'm grateful for that gift. But for me, it hasn't always it's brought in good money. I'm not saying that at all, but stability in money is what I've always wanted it to bring in. So it's something that I could do, that I can express and explore. And so perhaps this is saying to me that this is all feasible if we ask. Asking opens the pathway. So a choice is to be made, and the decision is going to add to my prosperity. And the third card that I picked out was the Wheel of Fortune, another major arcana card. So that means the day's going to be very interesting ahead. And with the Wheel of Fortune, the first thing I noticed was the scissors, and it's really about cutting ties, cutting cords, cutting out that which is just not important anymore, and to see that this is a divinely guided path. That's very interesting. That seeing that you're being supported, or that I'm being supported, and that I've worked hard to get there. And the main goal is peace, love, and harmony. And so this is saying that cutting cords, cutting out of my existence that which just is not serving me or bringing me to my highest purpose, well, then that's what I need to let go of. And as the first one up here is in, there is in a meditative state, that perhaps that's done through meditation. The other thing is that I've noticed in this card for right now is this person seems to be climbing, but the truth is they're not climbing in any other sense that knowing that as this spins around, this will be them. And so to always trust in that place, in that space, that's where you're at. Okay, so this deck is the Shaman's Oracle. And so what? The first card is the Ancestor of Tribes. And with this card, it's very important to remember back to, I'm going to say your tribe, your guides that came before you. And the Ancestor of Tribes is your community group within spirit. And so you are being assisted. They come in times of need to offer the collective support of the entire tribe, of the community. They may come as a friend or a family member or a stranger who extends a helping hand. And so small things that we think, wow, this happened. Well, perhaps that was what was meant to happen to assist you. So no matter what is your goal or what stage you've reached in your journey, the Ancestor of Tribes is here to strengthen and bolster support. And so just remember the importance of that you're being protected, that you're being shown the way, that you're being loved. The second one is Spirit of Destruction. And so when this card comes up, it comes up as the Challenger card, the obstacle card, something to get past, something that you really need to work through. And so it is the Spirit of Destruction. And what that card signifies, and it's a really important one, is that sometimes we need to be forced to move forward. So if we're not listening to Spirit, as I say, if you're not listening, it's going to come and it's not going to be pretty. So the destruction really what isn't a downfall of or a as I'm going to say as chaotic or that we might believe. He may be fearsome, not welcome, as a force for good. That's what he's here for. He comes as a force for good. And he has the capacity to annihilate any negative emotions that may weigh upon you. So if any emotional blockages or paths are in my way, Spirit is here to confront the dark recesses of my mind. And if the heart is true, that's how and where we'll be led. And the final card, oh, is the Hunter of Death. Wow. So, not anybody's favorite card, but always comes up as this spirit of destruction was meant to transform, to change, to evolve, into a very peaceful and kind person, making the right choice along with what is being offered. And so death can mean, and does in different decks for me, actually mean death. In this case, and in light of the reading, it's so this just came to me that it's to look around and see the death that's happening around the world. We are the world, and to see that it's this death that has to renew, and that's the importance of what's going on, as scary as it may seem. Oh, we are the world again. Wow. So we do know this has to do with how we are connected. First card that came out was the card of laziness. So he's telling me to get off my ass. Excuse my swearing. But really, we get caught up in a sense of laziness and not moving forward, thinking we're okay. We become complacent. And so, or the other side is, when in doubt, do nothing. And that can move forward to doing nothing for a very long time. But really, we're remembering that there are so many people out here to help, to come together. And that's what everyone has to do, is come together at this time to see that we all work together spiritually. And so much is that when in the coming together, it's about radiating. What do we radiate out to the universe, and being really conscious of that? Okay, so the next three cards are goals, courage, and peace. Wow. Okay, so for me, this is definitely about goals. Set a goal, write it down, and release the outcome. Small steps make a big difference. So what this means is that setting a goal, sometimes we just see the end result. We forget that in setting a goal, we need to set smaller goals and attain those goals until we've reached our goal. The next card is that of courage. And so you do have the courage, or I do have the courage, to follow my dreams, to set my goals, to be very strong. And courage, this is a gentle strength. And it's the tiger and the lion. And it can be a very fierce courage, but this courage isn't fierce. It's more gentle than not. And so what it says is to take the leap. Your courage will see you through. Final card is, if you ask me what I want, what my goal is it's peace and happiness and love. And that's, I know lots of people want that, but I really want to be in a peaceful place within myself, this light in my heart. And so it's just truly contemplating, and it's breaking down the barriers. This is interesting because this is either her chair or part of her clothing. I think it all washes in together, but it's protecting her. So it's a reminder of emotions, and that's what's going to bring peace, is allowing the emotions and then releasing them, and knowing that the sun is out there and that peace comes from within our heart. So embrace the confusion. Let there be peace in not knowing all the answers. That's a big one in a space that we're at right now, where we don't know a lot of the times where our next step is coming from or going to. It's just so much unknown at this moment. So the last cards that I pulled today, oh, there's one more deck after this. Sorry, just one more card. So this is my deck, and it provides me with a great insight. It's been a journey of learning what each card means, but a good one. The Warrior Fire. So there's somebody that's around that perhaps is causing, trying to control or causing mischief, chaos. Within me. So I need to do both of these cards. Okay. So with this person that I may come in contact with, it's a reminder for myself to go within, not to take on the energy. A reminder that humor and playfulness play a starring role in balancing our lives. And this is also about making conscious choices, to be aware of that they're my choices, and it's a time to be accountable for my life and to see the bigger picture. So to not be manipulated, to not be dragged along, tugged along, to be conscious of all my choices. The next card that comes from there is the card of the Spirit of the Earth. That is saying to me that I have a loved one on the other side that's here to help me, here to guide, here to show me the way. This is about self-love. She's trying to get me to understand that, to love myself first and foremost. And so there's also an essence here that, and what I normally say to people is when we protect ourselves in the morning or ground ourselves in the morning, and then we surround ourselves with the white light that flows all the way through within us, and then the blue light, which is a healing light. So as we release and cut, that blue healing light is there, and we bless and let things go. And then the final one is the golden light. The golden light is that from the divine, and it protects us. Those that need extra protection. I am an empath, and many people don't really understand an empath. It's not that I have, there's a lot of things that go around that are talking about an empath, but I take on the energy, or I start feeling. So I have to prepare myself to not take on that energy, because my mood can change from that of others. So that's, for whatever reason, is what she wants to, yeah, she's there again. Wow. Okay, so definitely this is a past loved one. This is a mother. My mother's alive, so it could be an aunt, or a good friend that is just asking me to be calm and gentle in my word, my thoughts, and to listen. To find balance, and to give gratitude, and the power of giving. And the other card, which is my authentic side, is to trust myself, trust my power, trust my energy, my strength, and take action as necessary. It's action without analysis, and that's trusting my intuition. And we get so caught up in the fear of our gut feelings, and gut feelings are there for a reason, but intuition is not the gut feeling. I can't be more clear on that. I believe that with every ounce of my being. There's a difference between intuition and gut. That's been going around, and for everything, I want to just listen to your gut. Our gut is there to protect us, to help see things differently, to make a conscious choice when necessary. Our intuition is a knowing. It doesn't have any sort of background, any tie to anything. It just knows. It may have a tie to our soul's journey, and that's it. But our gut can be fear, and that fear will just crawl up, and it will either stagnate us, stop us, or stop us sometimes because of fear is based on the past experiences. So you just may need to be aware of those past experiences, and being aware of those past experiences helps you to make a more informed decision. So that's the use of our gut, is to make an informed decision from that space. Our intuition knows. It just knows. It just takes action without thinking. That's its journey. Okay, so that's that deck. And so the final card I'm going to choose is from the, I'll call them the intention. Pick's my favorite color. Okay, so this card is about love and the bonds of love. So I think that some of this does revolve around love for me, and the first place to love us is having that courage to completely love who I am. And so to set the intention, and they do have a blend that can be used to help you remind you of the love within ourselves. And it's actually called a potpourri recipe to promote warmth, community, and respect. And so it's the bonds of love, and that's probably something we really, really need to do right now. So the herbs that are needed are the balm of Gilead, periwinkle, honeysuckle, rose, jasmine, myrtle, cinnamon sticks, lovage, and mistletoe. And 2 tablespoons orris root power. We also need jasmine, rose, honeysuckle, patchouli, amber, and sandalwood. So that's a lot to get together. So you can do this and put all of the ingredients together, and then open it daily to inhale and receive a daily dose of sweet, soothing, loving vibrations. And so perhaps for me, because I had such anxiety last night, and it's through worry, and I understand that, but it's to the spirit of earth. This person that's with me is trying to remind me to be gentle with myself, to remember my goals, to know I have the courage, and to keep peace at the top of that, and asking opens the doorway. And so that's what I have for today. If you can take with it anything for your journey, that's awesome. That's always my goal. So I am off now to a day of contemplation. My meditation is next, and I might actually upload a meditation tomorrow and see how that goes. Okay, much love, God bless, and be kind to yourself.